Hello my beautiful munchkins, and welcome back to my channel and to another video. And if you're new here, welcome my darling. Please go ahead and subscribe, follow me on Instagram. If that's out of the way, we can begin. And today's video actually has been promised to you by me when I started the YouTube channel, which was around 2 years ago. So it's a long time coming video, but for some reason it just kept slipping my mind. I didn't feel like there was need for it, but I have a few fragrances that really match the theme, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you. And we are gonna talk about Delina, its dupes, and any other alternatives that actually might be better than the original. So if you guys do not know already what Delina is, of course it's a fragrance, niche fragrance produced by the brand Parfums de Marly. We have Delina the original, then we have Delina Exclusif, and the latest release from the brand is La Rosée, which I don't have. I don't need it really. But in my opinion, no matter what I say in this video, I think if you purchase any of them, you are still gonna be happy. You're still gonna enjoy them. I don't think it's a fail of a fragrance. These are great fragrances, a great line that I think so many women and men love. That, you know, I still think it's definitely worth the money. As long as you love the bottle and the scent itself, I think you're just gonna be happy. However, there are some instances where we wanna save a few bucks, or maybe we are looking for something even better than Delina. So let me go ahead and get you into my Delina zone, and we are gonna actually start with the fragrance that I do not recommend. So the fragrance that is quite often compared to Delina because it has pretty similar notes and a vibe, but I actually do not really recommend it. I have it myself. I did like it in the beginning, but I just really don't anymore, and it has become very screechy, kind of like sharp. And that is Angel Nova Eau de Parfum. Of course, they did release Eau de Toilette. Maybe it's better. I'm not sure because I haven't tested it. But with Angel Nova Eau de Parfum, to me, it's way more fresh, aquatic, fruity. So if you really want something like that, I think you might enjoy it. But in general, it's definitely not that similar to Delina. I don't think it gives the same romantic, plush and sexual vibe that Delina does. So yeah, very synthetic. Here we have mainly Akigala wood in the dry down, so you know it gets very like strong and woody. It has a decent longevity, I cannot complain. But in general, I don't think if you're looking for something similar to Delina, I don't think you will be satisfied with this one. So yeah, in general, I wouldn't say it's a terrible fragrance. Like, see, I used so much of it actually. But I wouldn't say it's worth being called a dupe or alternative. So yes, that's that. I just wanted to quickly mention that. The next fragrance that is very often compared to Delina is a great cheapie, and I actually think this one is pretty fantastic for the price, and that is Nina Ricci Rose L'Extase. Yes, did I read it correctly? Rose Extase? I think so. They do not have their names on the packaging, so you know, I always have to think twice before I say it. Yeah, Rose Extase. And even though this is an eau de toilette, it actually lasts very well with moderate projection, I would say. You know, it's not like a beast projection, but it's still there. And this one, it's actually very nicely blended. And, you know, considering that it's actually... How many times did I say actually in this video already? I don't know. But bear with me. Yeah, this one is way better. This one is a little bit peppery in the beginning. You get more of that creamier rose, whereas In Angel Nova, we have that very synthetic rose. And in Nina Ricci, everything is just creamier, more feminine, smoother. It's suave, very, very pretty fragrance. I like the whole range, but my favorite is this one and the Absolute version. So I think this one is definitely worth your money. And it surely gets you closer to Delina and its DNA. It's not there yet, but it's getting there, you know. It's a little bit vanillic. It's very, very smooth. There's nothing harsh here. There's nothing too fresh, too aquatic here, or too fruity. It's just the perfect blend between florals and vanilla and some slight spices. Just a very, very nice combination. So I think this one is perfect if you just want to save money, if you cannot afford Delina, which is super expensive, and you know, sometimes spending so much money on a fragrance can seem ultra ridiculous. So I think this is a great, great budget alternative. As I said, it's not there yet, but it's close enough that you're going to be satisfied. I think this is such a likable fragrance. It's great for day or night. It's romantic, it's feminine, slightly flirty. So yeah, I think you're going to be very, very happy with it. As long as you like rose, I think you're going to love it. So yes, very inoffensive, great for work, office, dates, as I said, lunches, whatever you want. It's a great, great, great all-rounder. So yes, if you want a beautiful rose, I think Nina Ricci Rose Extase is going to be fantastic for you. All right, next, another one that it's, of course, again, super compared to Delina. We've got Carolina Herrera, Very Good Girl. And with this one, I would say is just as close, or some might say just as far, to Delina as Nina Ricci. And that is because I find, especially on my skin, with Very Good Girl, I actually get quite a bit of vanilla in here. Yeah, it's even more like creamy, vanilla, rosy fragrance. It's so nice, guys. I must admit, this is a beauty. This is truly a beauty. Even though I wouldn't expect a lot from it, because you know, it's like, I don't know how many flankers Good Girl has, but it didn't seem to me like it's gonna be good, you know? But the performance is very nice, the longevity is also there, so, you know, you don't have to worry about that at all. And this one, it's slightly greener, but also more vanilla, if it makes sense, you know? That rose is slightly more toned down, more vanilla. Yeah, and I get some greenness to it. So it's a very, very beautiful blend. Again, nothing screechy, nothing harsh here. I really like it. So this is price-wise a step up from Nina Ricci for sure. And I think you just have to choose for yourself. Actually, let me hold it like that, because that's where I sprayed them. I think you have to choose for yourself which one you actually prefer, because to me, Nina Ricci is like this smooth, very rosy, sweeter fragrance, but mainly a rose here with a little bit of spice, whereas Carolina is more vanilla, but also fresher. Okay, so yes, both of them have very nice longevity. So I think that whatever your budget is, go for each of them or both. I think it's not redundant to have both at all. So yes, these are the ones that I definitely do recommend. They're beautiful, just beautiful, so feminine. So for the next two, I'm gonna be quite short and sweet, as much as I can be. And they are from Zara, and I'm sure you guys already know about them. They are both from the Vibrant Cities Jo Malone collection. The first one is Fashionably London, and the second one is Captivatingly Paris. So Fashionably London, when you smell it out of the bottle or when you smell it on yourself, it doesn't really seem like it's gonna be a Delina dupe. And you know, there has been a lot of questions online if it is inspired by Delina or not. And I must say, when you smell it on yourself, you're not really gonna get that. However, I recently visited my best friend who wears this fragrance to death. However, she has quite a bit of fragrances, so I didn't really pay attention that she might be wearing this that day. And the moment I entered her house, I was just blasted with a very familiar smell to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? Is this Atomic Rose? Is this Delina? But it smelled a little bit more like spicy / Middle Eastern. And that was it. That was it. So first of all, I don't think you should really rely on the note description that Zara provides. Take it with a grain of salt. There is so much more to it than they show. There is certainly some spiciness to it. There is also some vanillic touch. I would say this is a mix between Atomic Rose, Delina, and musk. Yeah, this is how I would describe it, and you really don't smell it that much when you know, put your nose into the fragrance. It's more what happens in the sillage of it. So I would say it's a very, very interesting and very affordable release that I think is worth every single penny. The longevity is great, and the sillage and projection are very, very nice for the first couple of hours. So I think it's so worth it. Very nicely done, and it gets very interesting in the sillage. So when I smell it like this, it's nice, like rosy, musky, again a little bit Middle Eastern leaning, but nothing like wow. But in the sillage, especially when I smelled it on someone else, that's where the magic happens. So yes, a great alternative to Delina. Of course, it's not a dupe in my opinion, but it's a gorgeous, affordable alternative. You do keep in mind that it kind of leans a little bit Middle Eastern in my opinion. It's darker, you know, it's not a fun, sweet, flirty fragrance. There is something to it, alright? So that's a gorgeous one. So that's London. And I want to quickly mention Paris, because many people say that it is very comparable to Irresistible from Givenchy, the Eau de Parfum version, which I'll probably agree with. I do have a couple of samples, and yes, there is definitely a resemblance. I really do not like, that's how I should say, right? I really do not like the Givenchy version. In fact, I kind of hate it. It really didn't work on me, on my skin. But Paris is absolutely fantastic, and the other fragrance that it reminds me of is Delina Exclusif, just because it has this gorgeous, slightly powdery, juicy pear in the top. It is just so magical smelling. It has, of course, rose and musk. So if you want a very inexpensive alternative, again, not a dupe, but great alternative to Delina Exclusif, I think Paris will be fantastic. Of course, maybe it has more similarities to Givenchy, but I still see a lot of resemblance between Delina and this one. So yes, this is all I have from Zara. I don't know if there is more inspired fragrances, but yeah, I think we can move on. Okay, next, now when it comes to all those dupe companies that do inspired fragrances, I did try quite a few of Delina dupes, and I must say, and by the way, this is not sponsored, no, I must say that Jeulianna has the best ones, and that's mainly because of amping up the things that I love in Delina Original and Delina Exclusif the most, because they have both dupes of them, and also really taking care of the longevity. The longevity is fantastic here. I know also Belayered has dupes of it, and I did have both actually way before I even purchased Delina. And I must say the original was okay, but Delina Exclusif I didn't like at all. And here in JULIANNA'S perfume, I love them both so much. So yeah, Inner Beauty Exclusif and Inner Beauty from JULIANNA'S perfume. I think this is a great budget option. For 50 ml of Extrait de Perfume, you have to pay, I think, $59, so it's not bad at all considering the quality. So yes, these are like straight up dupes. They're very, very similar, 99% like Delina's. If you want to be that close to it, I think JULIANNA'S is the best price-wise and quality-wise. So yes, that's that. And I have no more dupe brands whatsoever. Now we are gonna move on to fragrances that are actually, in my opinion, better than Delina and Delina Exclusif. Okay, maybe Delina Exclusif, it's in its all realm because it's that good in my opinion. But when it comes to Delina Original, I think they actually might be better. So let me go ahead and start. So the first fragrance that I have here is Eidola from Navitus Parfum. I do not have a full bottle, which will probably change very soon because I definitely do need it for my videos. So here we have Eidola, and Eidola is a very beautiful rosy fragrance. It's rosy, fruity. Actually, I do need to spray it on my skin because the paper doesn't give it justice. And by the way, look at the sprayer, so nice. And Navitus at the moment has a massive sale for their discovery sets, which have those massive samples of all the fragrances they have. So for a great price, you can actually test and have for a very long time very beautiful fragrances. So yeah, check it out guys. I still have an active discount code. I know that some people told me in the comments that my discount code does not work, and I don't think it's the case. It still works. It's still very much active. The thing is, I suppose that if the if your purchase is discounted prior to putting my discount code, so there's already a discount added from the website originally, I don't think any code added up to it will work. My code surely works on non-discounted fragrances. It's still active though, so guys, go ahead and check out the brand because I truly love them. It's like one of my favorite niche brands. So yes, enough rambling, but you can get Eidola with the discovery set for a great price, so check it out. These are all, I think it's 5 milliliter sample. And Eidola to me is definitely more refined. It's not as sweet, it's definitely more like, you know, softish. To me, it is still a rose, but done so amazingly because you smell it and you are not too sure if it really is a rose. You know what I mean? It's just such a nice blend. To me, it's a rose with some fruitiness, with some freshness, but also quite a bit of depth. And I must say, Eidola is the least sweet fragrance of all of the fragrances that I want to show you. So if you maybe like the Delina DNA, but in general those fragrances are too sweet for you, Eidola is gonna be your godsend because this one is just more savory, so to speak, is more toned down on the sweetness, definitely more elevated, elegant, mature. Okay, maybe I wouldn't say like mature, don't get me wrong, but it's just so like on another level of sophish, all right? So good. Eidola is so good. Also, it's quite musky, and I must say the longevity is fantastic. And yeah, I really like it. The projection, I would say, is moderate, unless you really like spray yourself, then it's very strong. but the longevity is fantastic. So yes, Eidola, amazing alternative to Delina if you want something less sweet. So that's that. And I have two more fragrances that are just for me to die for, and they have very similar DNA to Delina's. So the first one is, I think it's my baby. Maybe if I could only have one rose fragrance, it would be it, probably. That's how much I love it. And that is, I think you guys probably already know because I talk about it so much. That is Atomic Rose from Initio Parfum Privé. Absolutely stunning fragrance. Like, I just can't. Starting with the bottle, going through the performance, and ending on longevity. This is just the most amazing rose fragrance in the world, in my opinion. When we compare it to Delina, because it has nothing to do with Delina Exclusif at all. When we compare it to Delina, it's definitely less fresh, it's definitely more Middle Eastern leaning, it's stronger, it's darker, it's definitely denser and deeper. On me, actually, Delina doesn't last that well as people say it does. I really don't smell myself at all when I wear Delina. I don't have that problem with Exclusive. It lasts fantastic. I can smell myself all day. But with the original Delina, I kind of lack that, you know, sillage. And with Atomic Rose, like, let me tell you, you will be smelled from the atmosphere if you spray more than 5 sprays, all right? So if you want a powerhouse, this one will give you that. It has the same exact rose, just made darker and denser. And as I said, it actually does lean slightly Middle Eastern. It has quite a bit of vanilla as well. So yeah, if you love darker fragrances, but still very feminine, okay? Still very feminine in my opinion. I know it's a unisex, but I really wouldn't see my men, for example, wearing it, all right? So yeah, but I love it. Atomic Rose is the best of the best, all right? So this is my baby. I am already stressing because I cannot see how much I used and I am afraid that I'm denting it. So maybe I will get a backup soon, who knows? But this is a gem, okay? A gem. If you want something that's better, truly better than Delina, Atomic Rose is like 100% better in my opinion, in every aspect. So yeah, that's that. And last but not least, I have something that's actually pretty much 100% like Delina scent-wise. To me, it has better performance and it's way cheaper, all right? This is a new release and I know that some of you guys already have been complaining to me that you cannot get it, especially in the US. I will try to link every option possible below for you with this fragrance so you can get it anywhere you are. But this to me is like wow. And that is from Swiss Arabian, believe it or not, and it is their newest collection, and this one is called Rose 01. Absolutely beautiful, guys. Just straight up Delina. Straight up Delina. It might seem to you like it's a little bit greener when you like smell it from the bottle or the first initial spray, but as it sits on your skin, it's exactly the same, but I must say it develops warmer, stronger, further, if you know what I mean. So performance wise, at least on me, I cannot attest to any other skin than mine, but on me it does last better, and what's the most important for me, I can smell myself all day, whereas with Delina I do have struggles sometimes. Maybe I still smell like Delina, but I cannot tell. So yeah, Rose 01, if you are on a budget and you want to have like this top quality Delina fragrance, this one. Just get it. Now, the only difference that there is when it comes to the scent profile is that there is no rhubarb. All right, so that's literally the only difference between Delina and Rose 01. You do not have this rhubarby souriness. I personally love rhubarb because I grew up in a garden full of rhubarbs, and my mom used to grow it and she would make a cake out of it. So of course I love rhubarb, right? Because I associate rhubarb with cake. But this one doesn't have rhubarb. So if you have struggled with Delina because of that souriness in the beginning, which might seem a little bit screechy, I think this is even a better option for you. And just, you know, if you love the scent profile in general, I think you should definitely try Swiss Arabian Rose 01 because it's that amazing, that amazing. I personally adore it. If I was running out of one or the other, I would definitely grab Swiss Arabian first. Truly, because, you know, it's way cheaper and I get better longevity. So that's, you know, that's all I need to know for me. So yes, guys, that is the last fragrance for this video. I really hope you found it helpful. I know there is even more dupes and alternatives to Delina, but these are the ones that I actually did test, did try in different occasions, and I can attest to their qualities or lack thereof. So yes, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and please let me know which fragrance should I focus on next. Maybe you have some fragrances that you also want alternatives to, so please let me know in the comments. I'm happy to do a video like this. And without any other ramble, see you in my next video. Bye!